Hi everyone, today we'll talk about reflux. Okay, the concept of a reflux is to use a cool water to condense a heated vapor, which has been used in many many thermal separation units in chemical production process. Okay, so maybe you guys can give an example about that thermal separation, which I just mentioned. You create a vapor and then you cool it down. So that would be, maybe you can give an example. You can think about it in our daily life.
Air conditioner.
Air control, but that's not a process we want to production something. So okay, I have an example. Maybe we think about wine making. So we know there are many different wines, different alcoholic beverage, such as beer or red wines, which they have lower alcohol content, lower percentage of alcohol. On the other hand, some of them have higher concentration of alcohol in the such as vodka, whiskey, or soju. Okay, so how those high alcohol beverages, how to produce those high concentrated alcohol. Okay, so when we talk about how to produce those things, and that will be used the reflux. So we talk about the thermal separation first. Thermal separation has been used use variation of thermal properties to
Sorry, variation of what kind of properties?
Okay, we use the thermal properties like boiling temperature or melting temperature. It's kind of thermal property. Okay, so we use that because every different compounds have different thermal property. For example, they have different boiling temperature or melting temperature. We can use that kind of different to separate one to the other. So it's the main idea of a thermal separation. And so the classical example is distillation. Okay, so distillation means okay, for example, there will be, maybe you guys have learned in the general chemistry class. So you have, okay, here you have maybe water and alcohol mixture, liquid mixture in these things. Okay, and you heat up, and then you will put a tube. And then when you heat up the mixtures, the temperature go up, and at certain temperature, the alcohol which have lower boiling temperature, they will come up soon because at a lower temperature. That means they will come out they will be vaporized first than the water. So then when the alcohol come out as in the vapor phase, then you want to keep that. You want to lose alcohol. So that's a way you put. You can use the scale called refrost to get those vapor down, condensed to the liquid phase. So this is the basic idea about the refrost. And so go back to my example. How to make a vodka, those or soju, those high, those drink have higher alcohol concentration. So here is I will explain why they can do that to get a high concentration. Okay, so here is the phase diagram for the temperature and composition. And so based on this diagram, there's a vapor at high temperature and liquid phase in the low temperature. And between them, there will be they have a phase equilibrium. So for example, if we look at this figure, I will tell you how to use this figure first. When we consider a temperature, okay, here they have in this picture that when they go into the phase equilibrium, they have a vapor phase and liquid phase.
Can you say that again?
When we have a mixture system put in some temperature, for example, like here, temperature 1, and they will go into the phase equilibrium. That means the phase equilibrium.
Can you write that down, please?
Okay. And so you can use whatever CG or some method to detect the composition in two different phases. Then you can find out the composition at this temperature in the liquid phase. So you have X1, and in the vapor phase you have X2. Okay. So now we follow this example. You choose you have a liquid phase, maybe liquid mixture here at this point. You have temperature, begin temperature, and you have a composition of that binary system have this at this point, and you heat up, and that will go to that point. Let's stop boiling. So some of the alcohol, for example, they will coming up. Okay, so when they're coming out, they will go to the vapor phase. So they have go to this point for the concentration of vapor phase. And because here you cooling down you condense the vapor phase, so the composition in the vapor phase will not match to the equilibrium state. So they will continue going to the vapor phase. So you can get the composition of vapor phase at these points. So and you cooling down, so you can get the final liquid in this composition. Okay, so that is a simple this example for the distillation. But you were thinking, okay, maybe here they like for example beer, they have 6% of alcohol. For the vodka, they may be the 40 or 50 anyway. But in the lab, we all can find like the alcohol solvent like 95%. Okay, how can we get the product of alcohol have 95%? This analysis, I will explain how we can get it, because they use.
I'm going to stop you, okay?